Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday to you, and I'm pleased to welcome you to another video tutorial as we are going to be looking at the USDJPY charts together, dissect the current structure so that we can identify a potential trading opportunity ahead of the new week. And I'm pleased to let you know that the USDJPY was one of the most profitable trade for us last week. And before we go into the details of what our expectations are for this week, I want us to have a quick review of the key moments that we had during the course of last week. Now, talking about last week trading session, we saw the situation last week. So this was my first commentary last week, where we saw how price action started the week on a bullish note, though we had some selling pressure coming earlier on, I think before the New York session on Monday, to give us a situation where price was initially trading around that key level that we identified at the 132.400 level in our previous video. And with the situation we had there, we were either looking out for a buy opportunity if price action breaks out of the resistance line, or a selling opportunity if price action breaks down the support line at the 131.850. And as we saw the situation here, I think I shared this on my YouTube morning live session, where I told us all to anticipate a buy opportunity if price action does not break down the previous low around the 132.400 level. And this was exactly what happened. So we took advantage of that buy opportunity there, added more positions at the breakout of the 132.800, and it was at this point we continued to buy the USDJPY throughout the course of last week. Though we had some situations during the midweek where we had some chopper situation which triggered some sell position after citing some selling pressure, as you can see on your screen right here, and then we looked forward to an opportunity to join a sell move if price action breaks down this beautiful channel we identified on the 15 minutes time frame. And what we saw here was the breakout of the resistant line of that channel to trigger another buy position for the week. And as you can see here, we continue to add more buy position. Then, like I said earlier, we had some situations where the appearance of selling pressure around the 133.900 made us to consider the breakdown of the 133.500 level for a selling opportunity, which actually happened. And I told us all that we should be securing our sell position as soon as the breakdown happened there. We saw price moved a little further, then we saw the beginning of another buying accumulation happen around the 132.800 level, which made us to anticipate the breakout of the 133.500 level for an opportunity to buy probably the second wave of that bullish momentum that started the week. And as you can see here, we had some breakdown of structure, and not until I think on Friday, before the CPI event, we anticipated the breakout of the 132.800 level, as you can see here. So I stated here that we are going to be buying the breakout of the 132.800, and I also shared this, I think like 5 minutes into the CPI. I told us all that the US dollar, as you can see the update here, the US dollar is likely going bullish following the negative variance from the CPI and retail sales reading. And as you can see, we had the buy position triggered, and it was on this note we closed the week on a bullish note. If you want to have a look into how we took advantage of these opportunities last week, I will be dropping the link to this commentary right in the comment section of this current video. And if you are watching this from my YouTube channel, you will be seeing the link to this commentary at the top right hand side of your screen. With that being said here, let's dive right into the current structure as we are going to begin our analysis from the daily time frame so that we can have an holistic perspective into what is really going on in this market. And if you look at what we have on the daily time frame, you would realize that the structure we have here has been consistent in the last couple of months now, making it a structure we are going to be using to guide trading activity for this week. And remember what I said about the area around the 131 level, which I've always emphasized in my previous video, and I said the 131 level has been a strong buying niche in this market in the last 10 to 11 months to give us a very strong buying niche in that area. And now, coupled with the fact that it is a strong buying niche, we saw our price action broke out of that bearish trend line that started in the month of October last year. We saw the breakout of structure, and in fact price action transitioned into a theoretical expectation where we always expect that price action will do a retest of structure after it has been broken out. And as you can see here, during the later part of the month of March, we saw how price action dropped down into that 131 level, which I said is a very strong demand zone for the past 10 to 11 months. We saw buy pressure, we saw retest of that trend line to further emphasize the strength of the buyers at this point. And if we take into consideration what has been happening in this market since the mid-month of March, you would agree with me that it appears price action is gradually transitioning into a reversal pattern where a breakout of the structure is likely going to be inciting another wave of bullish momentum. And with this in view, we are going to be zooming into the current structure, which is a channel which has been situated between the 133.800 level and the 131.00 area. Now look at what has been happening here in the last couple of months. We can see how price action has been trapped within this channel, which further emphasizes that there is an indecision in this market. And you all know what we look out for whenever we have price action in this kind of flat channel. We want to remain patient for a signal to come, either in the form of either a breakdown of the support line for selling opportunities or the breakout of that resistant line for buying opportunity. But if we consider the fact that price action is trading above a very strong demand zone in the last 7 to 8 weeks now, I will be considering the potential reversal pattern here. Now, if we take into consideration the move that brought price action to do a retest of the trend line that was broken, you would agree with me that we might likely be seeing a structure in form of a double bottom structure, which from a technical standpoint is a very strong reversal pattern. And you all know whenever we identify a reversal pattern like this, the next thing we want to be doing is to identify a neckline which we shall be using to guide our trading activity, as it will be a platform upon which a bullish momentum will be triggered, and at the same time a breakout of that level will now give validity to that reversal pattern we've identified to now give us a confidence of joining a trend continuation to the upside. So at this point in time, it's looking very bullish at this point, but I was able to identify a much more simpler setup on the lower time frame, which I think we can use to guide our trading activity for this week. But before we go into the details on the lower time frame, I always like us to keep tabs with the fundamental aspect of the market. So what we are going to be doing now is to dive right into the economic calendar to keep tabs with the macroeconomic event that everyone will be looking forward to this week, as we are going to be positioning ourselves in such a way that we can catch that move just as price action, how price action will react into the event or probably after the event. So with that being said, here I was able to pull out some couple of events on the from the macroeconomic calendar. So for this week, I was, hold on a second please, okay, so we don't have any high impact event for both the US dollar and the Japanese yen, as you can see here. But one thing I did was to look at the to filter out the medium impact macroeconomic event here. And when I did, I was able to see a couple of events that we could also look forward to. Events like the IMF meeting. There's another one here on Tuesday. We have the building permit, housing starts, then the Fed Bauman speech coming up on that day. Fed Bauman is an American attorney and the governor on the Federal Reserve Board also. She's going to be having a speech on that day. Everyone will be looking forward to that. Then industrial production, which will be affecting the Japanese yen, that is on Wednesday here. So we have a couple of medium impact macroeconomic events to look forward to. So like the export, import, the merchandise trade balance, all these are going to be affecting the Japanese yen in one way or the other. And obviously we shall be seeing the reflection of the anticipation of this event on the chart as price action. So with that being said here, let's dive back into the chart so that we can look at the 4 hours time frame, where I said we are going to be using this structure to guide our trading activity for the week. So on the 4 hours time frame, this was what I was able to come up with. And what I did here was to look at the trading activity since the beginning of last month, and obviously you would agree that price action has been bearish. However, in as much as we have this bearish outlook, which is further emphasized with this bearish trend line, one thing you would notice is the fact that price action could not find a lower low, and instead we saw our price action has been finding higher low since in the last couple of weeks, to give us a clue that buyers are gradually gaining momentum behind the scenes. And with the situation last week, we saw the final breakout of that trend line happen here, giving us a clue that the trend line may no longer be able to continue to hold that bearish momentum anymore. And in fact, this is the first time price action will be breaking out of that trend line in the last 4 to 5 weeks in this market. So we saw the breakout of the trend line. Price action appeared to come back to do something like a retest of that structure. In fact, it was a sharp one, and as you can see what is happening here, price action is currently trading between the 133.800 and the 132.350 level, to give us a clue that there is an indecision in this market. So our center of focus for this week is going to be within this channel here, where the resistance line at the 133.800 is the neckline of that potential reversal pattern we identified on the daily time frame. And you all know what I said on the daily time frame, that a breakout of the 133.800 level will definitely be a signal for us to be part of that trend continuation to the upside. And for those who kept a buy position open over the weekend, then it will be an opportunity for us to add more position to our existing trade. So you would agree with me that we are at a critical point in the market right now, where price action is currently trading around that key level at the 133.800 area. So I'm tending towards a bullish momentum this week, but it's always good that we keep an open mind just in case the opposite happens. And if sellers are likely going to be taking over this market, considering the fact that we have been on the bearish momentum for the last 4 to 5 weeks, then I would rather wait for price action to break down the support line here had the 132.350 level to give me a bearish signal, and a breakdown of that structure as well would have broken down that bullish trend line to emphasize the strength of the sellers. Then a retest of structure will further give us that confidence to be part of that bearish move to the downside. So these are the perspective I will be looking at going into the new week. So what we are going to be doing here is to see how participants in this market will be reacting to the 133.800 level during the early hours of the week, after which I will be giving you an update on what I think will be happening for the week right in the comment section of this current video. I hope this video has been of immense help in making your personal decision on the USDJPY for this week, and if it truly did, kindly support this project by clicking the like button. You might also want to follow me on my TradingView platform at DarkSherry, spelled DARCSHERRY, so that you can be part of the daily commentaries I normally share on all of my videos. Thank you for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you right in the comment section on Monday as we get prepared for the new week. Do have a wonderful evening, everyone. Bye-bye.